So let's have a look at the builds. We have a double gas opening here for Percival. Aggressive standard opening in the TVT meta, and Q is going for a 1 Rex expand, it seems like. It's gonna be a Reaper. I'll have to wait and see what exactly he makes behind the Reaper, but it should just be Marine and that factory. And on the other side, I mean, Percival, he has the opportunity to go into the earlier factory, he has the opportunity to go into Reaper Hellion composition here for a poke, and try to snowball that into the early game, or get at least a few SCVs. Dealing 5 damage, knocking back nearby units, KDA charge. Can jump it down cliffs. Regenerates life quickly while out of combat. Has a 5.25 movement speed. Now Reaper is hitting a Reaper. And the Marine already throwing down a bunker here. Kyo playing this extremely defensively, and this should put basically a nail in the coffin here for this aggression from Percival, because the Hellions are not gonna have a good time against the bunker. He's still going for that triple Reaper and most likely double Hellion opening here. He's gonna make 1 more Hellion to assist this group. Could do so, and indeed he is. Now he sees the bunker is filled, but he sees this should only be 1 Marine, because only 1 Marine was shooting. Oh, he loses. Oh god, he keeps it alive. Okay, so that's good for Percival at least, and good news for his build, because if he can keep those guys alive, I mean, he can extract value at any point, but the longer this takes, the better the defenses are going to be here for Cure. And in the end, I feel like the timing is already over. Now 3 Marines in the bunker, we do have a Hellion and the Reaper standing guard on top here of the hill. Oh, he's coming in from the side here, and he does bait the first shots on the Hellion, so the Reaper do actually make a jump in here, and they can shoot these Marines. This is some great execution here by Percival. Very nice tactical movements, man. Baiting the shots with the Hellions. Now he's inside the main, he's dealing a lot of damage to the SCVs here, starting to kill some here. Left and right. Oh, stacking them up. Oh my god, 9 SCVs. That's so much damage. 13 SCVs. Oh my god, Cure is completely wrecked. Whoa, 19 SCVs to 29. That's the aftermath of this early aggression. That was the best Reaper Hellion I've seen in 10 years. Crazy. If Percival loses this game from here, I don't know what is going on anymore. This should be an easy victory from him. Smooth sailing. He just needs to execute a 2-base push, going with 3 tanks, a couple of Ravens, and a bunch of Marines, and just break Cure. And because Cure, I mean, what is he gonna do? He's not even maxed out on workers in his main base. That's how low he's currently. He's still operating on 3 gas. I'm not even sure if that's a good thing to do right now. We do see the first Raven coming in. It's gonna drop an auditory injury to insult, or the other way around. It's gonna kill every SCV. So painful. 26 SCV to 37. He's just throwing down a 30C. This is a brilliant move by Percival, just going further ahead. He still has the Raven here. Cure is struggling to even produce constantly SCVs at this point. He's trying to throw down a 3rd base himself. He's trying to get another foot into the game here. Can this work? Percival is probably gonna scout this with the Raven. He's actually gonna rotate a little bit too far out here, so he will not see this, but he comes in from an unexpected angle. The bunker had to be sold because he was out of money. Of course, he doesn't need it right now, but for any further push, this is going to be great. He does snipe the SCV with the Cyclone. He comes in again with the not with the Raven. He's going to push this. He's going to say, all right, let's push it. He does not have a stim yet, so he needs to be a little bit careful, but this could be an early victory here for Mr. Young Percival. As you said, Stampede. That's a great opening for him. Oh my god, man. Cure, what is up with this guy? He's washed Cure at this point, but he's playing for Team Liquid, I don't know. Maybe he has no motivation at this point. He does get a good lock-on, but lock-on breaks, and in the end the Cyclone is gonna fall for Cure. Cure runs into the double tanks. He has enough energy for the double interference matrix, but as long as he has no follow-up to the plan, we might see a couple auditors. This is like chicken. It's like energy chicken with the Ravens. It's so crazy. Now both players are starting to create Vikings, and they're going to be faster for the reinforce here for Cure. But Cure is going to lose this if he does not go for it now. We do see a bunch of auto turrets. So in the end, it's auto turrets against interference matrices. Can Percival break this position? He has the Vikings. Did he kill all the Ravens? I can't believe it. I think he killed all the Ravens, right? Oh, he kills the ACC! Oh my god, it's like 4 tanks and 3 Ravens and 2 Vikings here and 1 Marine. And that's the weirdest thing you've ever seen. And behind this, by the way, Percival is growing like a madman. And now we see the Vikings land. Come on, just unsiege the tanks, land the Vikings, is done. You can break this easy. I mean, he just needs to go over there with the Vikings, literally. If he does identify this, he has enough energy for an auto turret even to assist. There's 1 Marine that shoots up. This would be the killing move. I feel like Percival is probably can't believe himself that he has Cure pushed this limit right now in this first game already. Still at a 20 work elite here almost for our blue Terran player. And he has a way bigger army, doubling the armor supply at this point here. He has 1 extra command center, he has additional tech coming in. He already has stim completed. He does not have combat shields yet, but the combat shields not even on the way yet. He has +1, or sorry, double upgrades here going for himself, halfway done, while we only have halfway done engineering base here for Cure. That's how far behind this man is. It's insane. If this would have been a ladder game, Cure leaves after he loses the first 30 ACVs. Now we do see the break attempt here from Percival, and I think he's just gonna have an easy cleanup. He does pull back for now, and he's gonna leave it to his tanks here. Oh my god, even the Marine sent it flying here. We do see a counterattack by 3 Vikings. They kill SCVs like madmen. You cannot even get damage onto them with a tank. Oh my god, look at this. But in the end, man, Cure just does not have it. He tried to remake a 3rd CC, by the way. Kudos to him. He was trying his damnedest to come back, but Percival, man, those 13 SCVs, it was just too much. Amazing game number 1 from him. Now, how is game 2 gonna fare here? Can he keep this up? That was a great play here from Percival. Wow. Amazing. Being up 1-0 against Cure, that's quite something to say. Alright, let's hop into the second game. It's gonna be Ultra Love. Top right, we do have Percival, of course, up 1-0. Oops, it's not a best of 5, a best of 1, it's a best of 3. And in the bottom left, we do have Cure. Now this map is kind of crazy for TVT specifically, because you can literally cut the map in half, and very easily as well. This map is, if you want to go mech, it's one of the best maps for mech. And we have seen players like Gumiho go regularly mech on these kind of, on this map and on Frost, what is it called, Frozen, I can't remember the name, the winter thing. Frostline, there we go. Those 2 maps have kind of been mech maps for Gumiho, so this is something that could happen here. I haven't seen Cure go mech that much, and I have never seen Percival go mech, but I don't think I've seen a lot of TVTs from Percival himself yet, so it could be a thing he might favor. But the map does provide a lot of defensible positions throughout the center. There's a lot of bridges, like these things, a small of choky areas. You can of course open these up, right? But it's still, like, in total, it's a lot of chokes, it's a lot of ramps, there's a lot of high ground, low ground disadvantages, and the only even ground you can push through is this small double bridge area. So, yeah, it's super defensible. Defender's advantage quite high here. Now this time, Kyo is not gonna he's not gonna go into the 1-Rex expand. He's not gonna skip out on that early aggression, and he's gonna go into the double Reaper Hellion at least himself. We'll have to wait and see how many units will be committed here from both players too. That was the best Reaper Hellion, man. I still can't get over the fact that he killed 13 SCVs like that. That was even a terrible pull by Cure. He didn't open up the second supply depot, so he didn't have a surrounding group of SCVs coming. It was just such it felt like the worst kind of micro you could have done there against that group of units. And it really paid off for Percival. Coming in again, he's gonna snipe that SCV. That's a nice snipe. He's gonna delay these. I mean, look at the Reaper micro. It's actually insanely good by Cure. He has very superb micro on Reapers. He does kill 2 SCVs. He does lose 1 Reaper, but he even blocked the units from coming in and get him. So he kills like 2 SCVs for 1 Reaper. It's quite nice. Because that's what you want to get with those guys, right? You're looking for like 2 to 3 SCVs kills. And he already got those. And he got out with 1 Reaper. That's insanely powerful here. And he never committed into the Hellion, so he went into an early Cyclone. Now he does have a powerful defensive force, which you cannot really deal with a Hellion, right? Or the Reapers. So there's no way for Percival right now to deal damage back to Cure. But I'm just so happy we saw that moment, you know? It's always, everybody always talks about how these guys like Percival, they can bring the fight to the big guys like Cure, right? Cure, maybe you've remembered Cure 2 years ago. He made it into the grand finals of the Gamers 8, the biggest tournament until that day. Basically the pre-World Championship. And he destroyed everybody along the way, and then he fell to Reina in the grand finals. But he's still one of the top player on the planet, right? One of the top Terrans. You always have to put him in one of the favorite positions. And this guy can be beaten in a map by Percival, who has made it into round, like Code S, round of 16. That was his best finish, I think. He played a lot of those qualifiers, made it very deep in the qualifiers. He got points from there, but usually doesn't really made it into Code S. He made it a few times in Code S. He was at IEM once in Katowice. Didn't really have great finishes there. But he's one of those guys who had a great potential to come in and then break into the scene. And he kind of stopped working hard, I feel like. He tried to transition to different games. And now he's back playing again, playing a lot of StarCraft again. We see him basically online all time long. And yeah, it's so nice to see something like this pay off. He still has to be considered an up-and-comer, even though he broke into Code S like in 2022. That's 3 years ago. I mean, we're looking at a 15-year history of this game at this point, right? Double Engineering Bay on the way here. Let's see, already done for Percival. A little bit later for Cure in this game. And the stim is about to finish up already for Percival. So Cure did make a few more units and did skimp out on the extra production and tech there. We still don't have any upgrades going on here for Q. Where are the engineering base? I'm trying to find the NG base, but he doesn't even have any. So this might be a very big lead here for Percival, if he can get that. Double Cyclone trying to get an edge here, but luckily walking out of tank range. come in, he's gonna try to snipe a tank here. This deals some damage. Oh, the Reaper, the flanking Reaper. Just one tagging that Cyclone. That was actually a great flank. Percival is going to utilize his stim advantage. He's going to break into this position, throwing down a couple interference matrix. No tank firing as of yet here for Cure. Finally, the first one is going to siege up. Can he kill all of the tanks before they start to shoot? He does kill most of them. The Vikings are going to start to land here, but only one tank left. Man, that one Reaper did stand his ground for a very long time. Those Vikings are super strong against tanks, though, once they are in range. As you can see here, bam. Just evaporating those, and he used a few SCVs with the break attempt here, but they are not good against any amounts of tanks and Vikings. He does snipe one more Viking. Can he get that tank? Unfortunately, he does not. I love it when they disappear when they walk here. They just like fall down for some reason. Never bothered to fix that, I think, the map maker. He's gonna go for the Raven. He does pick up. He does have 1-1 at this point. He does have combat shields. He does have an advantage, but he has less units. And he's been working with less units for a while. He lost the work advantage, so things are going back in favor of Cure here in this game. He's gonna try to break this again. Can he kill the tanks? It doesn't seem like that's the case, man. Tanks are really standing strong. The SCVs, though, are coming off the line. Oh, I guess he can. He does, and he breaks also all the Vikings. So in the end, it's even gonna seesaw a little bit back here in favor of Percival. He has potential to gather up a pushing force. There's no combat shields yet. He does have the 1-1 upgrades, which have been really paying dividends there in that very last engagement. It felt like, oh, he's gonna try to snipe the tank. I don't think that's gonna work. There's just too many Marines here from our blue Terran, and Percival has to disengage. Armory is gonna finish up, unfortunately quite a bit late here. He's still gonna have a nice upgrade lead if he commits to the upgrades now. There we go. So he's gonna be still half upgrade ahead in time wise, and that's gonna be decent. But in the end, it always comes down to when you engage, when you fight. Right now is a good time to fight for Percival, but he needs the army. Oh no, don't lose the medal. He even turned. He even turned because he's trying to grab these units for himself. He's so aggressive in this TVT. I love to see it here. He did bring a tank, but unfortunately unable to get a shot off there. Oh god, my words are falling apart at this point. We do see a 4th CC being added here for both players. A little bit more defensive for Percival. It's going to probably take the top left here. 12 o'clock position, and already we see a missile turret going down here. So Cure is going to push into this direction. Both players pushing into the northern area of the map here with their expansions. +1 for siege tanks on the way here. Percival needs to get his extra SCVs mining because he does not. He's down in SCVs right now. He still has to make SCVs. And Cure is not stopping making SCVs. He's going up to 80 SCVs here in a moment. He's killing a few more here, trying to transfer already while the base isn't set up yet. And he does have 3 units across, 3 medevacs across here. This is barely not... Oh, he barely sees them actually. And I think he's moving in position. Yeah, Cure saw that. And that's great. Percival does see this with a Marine. He needs to pull out. He needs to get away fast. No, don't run the medevacs into the F2, into the top here. He's fighting in the north. That's why he F2'd into the north. He does still keep the medevacs alive, but he was... Oh, he's about to lose this army, man, if he's not careful. They need to stim. Come on, guys. Run away, run away. Keep... staying alive, staying alive. Now he's gonna turn and shoot, but... Can he get away? He's trying to pick up all the units, boost them away in the medevacs. Man, that's a crazy chase here. But he does manage to get away with at least half of this force, it seems like. He does salvage some of it. That was good. Needs to drop them out, though. There we go. And Cure is about to knock at Percival's door. Both players extremely close in supply. We do have 2-2 upgrades, though, finished here for Percival. Can he get the engage he's looking for? All of the Marines are... already stimmed once, so stimming twice here is costing him quite a bit of health, and it does mean one-shot potential from the tank. So in the end, the buy upgrades didn't matter that much. The tank's really killing down that Marine line here. Oh, he's gonna collapse the tanks! One tank is gonna get saved, yes! Percival quickly identifying the danger that he was sieged up under the collapsibles. If he stays sieged there, he loses 3 tanks. Now this, like how it worked out, he was able to pull back most of them. Oh god, losing a little bit of the control of the Vikings there. He lost 4 Vikings there for nothing. That means he is gonna lose that air control to Cure. And Cure did now catch up into the 2-2 upgrades. The 3-3 upgrades haven't started yet for Percival, and Cure is going into 3 extra starports. He's gonna go into mass Viking production. He's gonna probably go into a few liberators. He should start up his 3-3 himself, though. I feel like you want to go into... Oh, he's gonna go into mass ravens, or is this gonna be battle cruisers? Does he already have a fusion core? I don't think so. It should be mass raven. And we do see 2 extra starports here for Percival as well. What is he gonna make out of those starports? That's a big thing. If he goes into mass Viking production, then he is gonna have a leg up, because Cure tries to go into the mass raven. So if he can keep the air control, the ravens are not gonna do anything really. We do see 3-3 being started here for Percival. Cure is gonna start them as well, so he's gonna be quite even in those upgrades. Oh no, 4 tanks unsieged, but he still sieges up in time. The Marines are running into a little bit too deep, it feels like, here from Percival. Most of the... Oh, actually, the tanks, all of them get completely obliterated here. We do have a group of the Marines sitting down to the west area here that are waiting for a flank on this position. But in the meantime, he lost 4 tanks. And that was very expensive tanks here as well, because now Cure can just push in from this side. Percival does lack the Marines on this area, he does lack the units on this area. He has only a few Vikings. He should probably think on making maybe a few Liberators at this point, because right now they could help him push this back. But as of is, I mean, he's losing the air control right now. 2 Vikings are still alive here for Cure. Cure is making 5 Vikings at a time right now. He's gonna keep that air pressure, and Percival is gonna have a difficult time. Cure is even identifying this. He's saying, alright, I just need to get the air superiority. If you lose all of your Vikings and I have a cloud of Vikings, I can just make Liberators and then I can just kill you. It's so weird that he made tech labs for these guys. I guess it's in case he wants to go Raven heavy. But he just broke most of the tanks, so he doesn't really need that many Ravens if he can keep his own tanks alive. He's gonna shoot down the supply depot here. And Percival is trying to hunt some of these tanks. He's gonna catch 2 of them. He's gonna catch 3 actually. That's a good catch. He does lose most of these Marines, but oh, if he can keep the Medivacs alive, that would be worth it. But he does lose all of this, unfortunately. While he was trying to reposition his tanks, 3 tanks, 4 tanks actually do still keep this area safe. But those Medivacs, that was actually a very big deal, because that's all of the Medivacs he had. He has no Medivac, as you can see here. We only have 1 for Q, by the way. But this is also an issue. If you go so many starports and like air and air against air, oh my god, look at this. There's just too much air here for Q. Percival is trying already to go into Ravens, but he's just lost all the air presence. Q just has too much. He's trying to take this back with missile turrets. I feel like this is where you also need to go into turret range if you want to play it like that. He does have a bunch of Marines here, so this is not going to be able to be broken by only Vikings. And Q needs to rotate back himself now. Percival's already sitting at 33. 33 just about to finish up here for Q. All the upgrades are going to be even in just a moment, but not yet. Oh, walking a tiny bit too close there to that Marine flower. The Viking cloud is gonna decimate itself there, basically. Oh, and the tank's walking into tank fire here from his opponent. He does keep this position for now, but he only needs to commit like a Marine over there. Percival has the top left base here right now, and he's starting to probably go into the bottom right here, but this is a heavily contested area here for Cure, because he's been poking here a lot. And he's been breaking a lot of positions here from Percival. But Percival really holding his own so far in this game. We are looking at a trading deficit though for our Red Terran. This is only 1k, so it's not that big of a difference, but he is trading more inefficiently than his opponent. Already going into air weapons though, ship weapons, I like this choice. He needs to go into more Vikings though, it feels like. We see a lot of Raven production for now from Percival. He does not have that many Vikings, 2 to 7. I mean, ship weapons for 2 Vikings is not going to do much. But he does manage to establish this base here, at least for now. And he did remake a few medevacs. But he really needs to get back onto that Viking production. He needs to overpower the Vikings in the air to get back into this game. As you can see, vision is so powerful here right now. This tank's picking off a few freebies there, even a tank being picked off. Now pushing in with the Marines, everything is disabled here for our Red Terran, but he brings up so many reinforcements, I don't think you can break this as Cure here. And in fact, a lot of retaliation damage did just happen here. Cure, though, is about to bring this command center over here. I guess he's just gonna make it there. And he's taking this here. He's also trying to still break the middle. And he does have a drop behind this base. There's no tank to keep this safe, unfortunately. An auto turret has killed the last tank from this siege line here. And as long as you hold this high ground, I feel like it's fine for Cure. You can just do that. And it feels Percival did try to expand in the tougher direction here. Now we do have another big engage in the middle. Can Percival finally get a cleanup here? He does get a nice disabling wave here on top of these tanks, so all of them get broken by the Marines. But there's one tank behind us anchoring this position. That's gonna be enough here. We see 3 more tanks on the other side of the ramp. And these Marines, they killed 10 SCVs. And they haven't been dealt with yet. There's nothing that's going up there. Finally, we do see Percival load up a drop here. He's still walking with the rest of his army. And he's losing more and more SCVs here in the north. Can he get the medevac? Yes, indeed he can. Now he needs to bring down these guys to kill this base over here. And he's trying to roam down here and break this position. Now if he can get up on this high ground, he actually wanted to take this base for himself. This is not gonna fare well here. But the planetary actually finishes, so it can trade a little bit against the Marines. Still gonna die. We do see a big anti-armor missile here on all of the air units there from Cure, and Cure has a few tanks. Man, this could be a big cleanup for Percival. It looks like he is gonna take this fight. Indeed, if he can kill all of these Ravens, that would be amazing. The auto turrets, though, might just swing the battle into the favor of the Blue Terran. He's gonna still... oh my god, he's gonna still at least keep the Air Force alive, but that was a good engage, it felt like, for Percival. We can see this reflected in the resources lost. It's actually a tiny bit in favor of our Red Terran now, but he's about to lose a bunch of his expensive units. He needs to be careful. You need to have that reinforcement of Marines. He needs to have a few fodder units there, a few high DPS units to keep himself safe. He's just rallying down tanks. Oh, he's even too close to that planetary. He's sieged up too close. I can't believe it. It's in range. It's shooting. The planetary killing 3 tanks. That's a big blunder. Now he can just easily kill these tanks, and they don't have the DPS to kill off the planetary fortress. They don't even have the high ground vision. Oh my god, that was a big mistake here by Percival. Losing 6 tanks just like that for literally nothing, for some repair money. That's not how this works. This is not how you win a TVT. And we see this reflected in supply down now at 30 supply. Now he has a lot of mining bases and the operations are looking good for him, but he's starting to run out of units here. He does not have the correct amount of units anymore. He does not have the correct amount of tanks. He doesn't have the correct amount of Ravens. He's just running out of stuff here. And if he runs out of stuff, the snowball is gonna happen. He does not really have an anchoring position. A couple of tanks trying to provide that, but didn't. And in the end, Cure is gonna get the W. What a game though, man. Percival really showing why he was in Code S. Bringing really the heat there to Cure in a 20-minute game in this TVT on Ultra Love. Now we are looking at a 1-1 situation. Now Cure did manage finally in a very long macro game to actually bring it back, and it took him a lot of effort. Can he close it out, or is Percival? Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh, is Percival potentially gonna win this? So we need to. I saw a tiny bit of a mistake, and we need to go immediately into the replay before we started. So we're gonna. Excuse me, but we will show this like here, and ladies and gentlemen, have a look. Boom. As a pro gamer, you will always hate yourself for this mistake. In the top right, Percival. In the bottom left, Cure. See? That's how much it impacted him. Boop. It even shows on the income graph. That's how big. Percival might be still a little bit shaken from the last game. He was almost in a winning position. It felt like after that one cleanup, if he just combines his forces and brings a full army, he could have killed Cure. That's how it felt like. But he wasn't fast enough with the reinforcements of Marines. So in the end, he only had like tanks and the air units left over, but they weren't enough to just kill the Marines that were coming in, streaming in, because they weren't in a setup position. Now this is not a command set, it's a barracks. And Cure is gonna proxy barracks him. He's gonna 2-rex him. And yeah, if Percival goes for a 1-base expand, which he's not, unfortunately, he's gonna die. Now this is a double gas opening. This should be equipped to deal with this, but it comes down to execution. If the Reapers snowball in the first two engagements, it's gonna be very tough to come back here as the defender. Now you have to kind of make a Hellion here, but what you really want to have is a Cyclone to anchor the defense. But it comes down a lot to micro, to execution, and to intel as well. If he could have seen this, well, that would be a great scout, but unfortunately he does not. He's gonna place his commands on the low ground. It's a worst case scenario even. And the Reaper is completely outside of the base right now. Needs to be careful to even get back into position. Oh, he's gonna run into the first 2 Reapers now. This is worst case scenario. Literally, he's gonna lose the first Reaper. There's no way to save this one. He's gonna lose the SCV. He needs to instantly cancel this and replace this. Oh my god, he even made a reactor, so yeah. Yeah, look at that. He's trying to create a starport now. He needs to pull a lot of SCVs, but this is looking very grim indeed. Losing 4 SCVs already. He's not building the command center right now, so that advantage is not going to him. He's mass repairing the Hellion, so he's kind of staying alive for now. And he's double producing the Reaper, but this is a big issue here. There's nothing building. And the Reapers do see the SCV walk down, but they're just gonna go into the main base. They see, oh, the Hellion is not here, so we can just kill the low SCVs from earlier. Now, if he can trade against the Hellions, he's still making Reapers, by the way. And kill the Hellions off and not die. Okay, he killed a bunch, but what's gonna be the follow-up? There's gonna be another Reaper here. This could be a turnaround. Oh, he loses another Reaper, Percival. No, he misclicks. I can't believe it. And now he loses this Hellion as well to the flank. Does he have any units left? No, he lost the other Hellion as well. He loses the SCV again, making that command center. Now the command center is about to be behind here for the next time, and he still needs to make Reaper Hellion here, but he's just gonna be lower in numbers, and he does even keep the Hellion out of vision. That sly Cure, so Percival commits down the ramp, and now he's kind of locked into the fight because you can't run away because you move at the same speed, right? And now he has to pull SCVs again. Even the Mule coming off the line here loses another 4 SCVs here. 18 against 29 SCVs. It's basically like the first game, but in reverse. The Marine doesn't even shoot because he's kind of locked behind the Hellion there and the Geyser. Another Reaper comes in, it's gonna throw down another grenade here. That Hellion for some reason is still alive. And Kyo still has 2 Reapers and a Cyclone. The Cyclone could break Percival, honestly. You can't just kill everything that Percival has with 1 Cyclone. There's no way to kill him. There's no way to kill the Cyclone. I mean, look at that. GG. Kyo is just microing the Cyclone and he does get the W. Whoa, I can't believe it, man. Percival was playing such a nice series. He was playing such a great series. And then Kyo just bops him with that. 1 Reaper being out of position. 2 Reapers coming in, grabbing the win there. Snowball happens. Can't believe it. I just can't believe it. Whoa, whoa, whoa.